is it permissible to kill a murtad?
Well, a murtad is a person who accepted Islam willingly, then he converted. He abandoned Islam or he declared kufr. There are two cases. If a person entered Islam willingly or was born in Islam and is fully aware of the Aqidah, then he accepted Islam, there is a general consensus between the scholars that haddur ridda, or the punishment for ridda, is execution. And by the way, this is not something unprecedented. Even today, in today's world, secular states have a similar punishment, more or less, in cases of somebody whom they think that he's a threat to the society. The American administration sent their troops, spies, and Secret Service to target American citizens, not naturalized, no, born and raised in America, because they think that they pose a threat against their democracy or freedom or whatever. So if this is the case, why do we blame Islam for having the right to protect its integrity? And notice that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لا إكراه في الدين. From the very beginning and inshallah until the day of judgment, no compulsion in religion. There should not be any compulsion in religion. Non-Muslims lived under Islamic umbrella at the time of the Prophet, at the time of Abu Bakr, and Umar ibn Khattab, and the rightly guided Khulafa, and in every time, and none was forced to accept Islam. But when you accept Islam out of full conviction and faith and belief, you accept it with the terms of the deen. You do not pick and choose. Al-Islamu kullu la yatajazza is a whole that you cannot take apart and abandon the other. You must accept it entirely. So this is very, very important. Al-Imam Malik mentioned a hadith in his Muwatta that a man entered upon Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu arda, and he told him about a man who turned away from Islam, converted or apostate, murtad. So he asked, what did you do with him? He said, we killed him. So Umar al-Khattab said, أَفَلَا حَبَسْتُمُوهُ ثَلَاثًا وَأَطْعَمْتُمُوهُ وَاسْتَتَبْتُمُوهُ لَعَلَّهُ يَتُوبُ. There is a very important thing that's not even present in today's so-called civilized world. Once they issue a decision to target or kill one of their citizens, they don't even give him the right to defend himself or to say, I'm innocent, or you guys have been misinformed, or I'm not involved in any of these false allegations. In Islam, when somebody, after the deen has become very clear to him, decided to abandon the deen before applying the had, has to be given the chance to review his philosophy, his aqidah, his belief. Maybe he has misconceptions, or somebody played his mind, or he's confused, or he does not understand the consequences of what he's doing, or there are questions in his mind that nobody could answer. So give him 3 days to answer his questions, to argue with him, to debate with him, to give him da'wah, and refute any misconception in his mind, because Islam is the only religion on earth that have no hiddens, no questions without answers. So we'll be more than happy to answer your questions and feed the misconceptions after all, and feed him and treat him properly. After all, if he insisted, they consider him in Islam as an opponent to the deen, similar to an opponent or a combatant to the state, to democracy, to the freedom. So if this is a condition and a term that is set by the deen from the beginning, when you accept it and you entered willingly, then you abide by it. By the way, there is a very important thing. This had or punishment is not to be applied by anyone. So a father whose son converted does not have the right to punish his son. No. The maximum he can do, he can preach him, he can invite him, he can argue with him, but he cannot even beat him. But the had and its punishment is only the authority of the imam, which is the king or the ruler or the president, if there is. It depends on the system of the state. So the neighbors do not have the right to go and kill that person, nor the local imam of the community or the masjid. The state and its justice system will be in charge for applying these rules. It would not be the right of the Secret Service to decide to go and target that person and kill him. No. The sequence and the procedures which are mentioned in Hadith Umar ibn Khattab have to be applied first, then afterward he will be warned against the consequences of his decision. Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa a'lam.